Hey everybody, how are you today? We started this Tuesday off with a bang, so I'm ready to get busy with you guys to finish this elf up. There we go. I think you can see the project a little bit better that way. Okay. So let's get going. We don't have a lot to do, but we have some to do, right? So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna do this part of the ornament, the base. I'll call it still a little bit darker gray. So what I did was I took some of that light gray that we had, poured a little out. That might be too much now. Sorry. There's just a lot at once. Poured it in to one of these containers so I can make it a little darker. Oh, that's actually going to be perfect, I think. You'll get the contrast of it there. I'm just going to get started doing that. I checked all the things before we got started today, so we know the blow dryer is here, we know everything's here. So, I hope your Mondays ended well, your Tuesdays are off to a good start. The week is looking good for you. Busy week for everybody, I think, right now. All the activities and all the things to do around the holiday, and just a busy time in general, I think. So you can see behind me, I've been doing a lot of, I think you could probably see some yesterday too. Doing a lot still with tree toppers. And it tends to be kind of an all December thing for me with the Christmas ones. You know, stretching through all of December. Sometimes I think people are looking to get a head start for next year and all that kind of thing. Okay, now we are going to come back over here, and we've got to actually get his little boot on here, which will stand out once we outline it. So once we get these last few little things done, then we're gonna dry it up a little bit, and we are going to get into outlining and glittering and all the good stuff at the end, right? Supposed to be yucky here later today. I think they're calling for snow, but I don't think we're going to get as much as some people. And wind and ice and all the good stuff, right? Okay, so we have the base of this one done. We are going to dry it quick, so if you give me just a minute, it'll just be a little bit noisy, and then we're going to move on to the next part. that's enough. I was going to outline and paint, but I think I'm actually going to use my my paint pen, at least for this part. And then we can all right, so let's start off with his hat. Sometimes I do the outlining, painting, and sometimes I do not. So I do like these Posca pens though for this part. There are many different pens that you can use to outline. I just think my favorites are the Poscas. Also, while we're here and we're doing this, hang on just a second. My name is Sherry, for those of you who are new here. I am, oh, you couldn't really see that, could you? I'll bring it more into the view, sorry. I am the owner and designer here at Blue Brook Designs. We're going to be spending a lot of time on live, so I hope you will join us. Okay. Angle's just a little bit different today. I apologize if you cannot see well. I'll try to be cognizant of that so that we're given a view that you can see what we're doing. Okay. And then this is the top of the ornament. All right, and then we are gonna do the top or the base of the ornament is what I would call it, and then we're gonna do the hanger of the ornament is what I would call it. We got some green ribbon that wants to hang out with us there. All right. So I think we got everything do the bottom of the ornament. And there we got our outlining done. And he really comes to life when we add that. So I'm going to go over the hand lettering just a little bit right now. Before we go forward, we're going to give it some white accents, and then we're going to do the glitter. We're just going to dry that quick, and then we are going to move into the next piece. I want to get that dry before we do that, though. In just a second. It'll be just a little bit noisy here, guys. that right now. Here we go. Sorry. I am gonna give this guy a few little white accents, and because I don't know if I want to use a white paint pen on this, we're gonna just do paint, right? Okay. All right. I'm looking for just, this might be the brush right here. So I want kind of a small, finer brush. I do see something that I forgot that I will do right now. Okay. Let's get that in there. All right. So when I put this on, I'm just going to be very careful with the pressure, the amount. It's just giving it a little accent. We forgot his nose too, guys. But I'll do that after the fact, after we get done with this. Okay. Trying to think if we missed anywhere. I think we're good. What we're probably gonna do is do this. There. So there we added some white accents to him. Now let's add the glitter. Probably one of my favorite parts always, because I feel like we can never have too much glitter. Glitter just makes life better, right? Okay, so I like this brush. Where's my other one that I use for glitter all the time? Here it is. I don't like to use the same brushes for glitter. One or the other always does the trick, but then I can kind of keep the glitter on the same brushes. So I'm going to start with green. And we are going to, so for those of you who haven't seen this before, I mix, this happens to be chunky glitter. I mix our glitter, whether it's fine, chunky, whatever, with Mod Podge, and it goes on, it looks white, it dries, it glitters, and it is super shiny. There's actually quite a bit of glitter in here, so not too much, but enough. That's going to be really pretty when it dries. And it always is. And that little bit of white accent that we did is all dry, so it's all good, right? So now let's hit up the red. The red that I'm going to use, and again, I mix this up in part like this, bigger quantities, we waste less, it's lasts for a lot of projects. All right, let's put this red on. Again, it's chunky glitter. And it is set up the same way. Okay. Put a little down here. What did I do with it? Oh. Let's put a little down here on the ornament. Okay. All right, so then we're going to use some of our iridescent glitter that I really like. This is a fine glitter, so I'm gonna come in here, do this. And I'm gonna put a little up here in the gray on the hanger. And I think that is probably something I don't say very often, but probably enough. Because if you know me, you know I love the glitter. So here is our elf door hanger. And hey Shantae, how are you? How are you feeling? You're doing an awful lot of stuff considering. But I guess that's what you need to do, right? Okay, I'm gonna take one last look at them. See if I think there's anything we missed. But I don't think so. I don't know if you can tell yet. The glitter's still drying, but he is shiny. And he is ready for a front door. So thanks for hanging out with me while I did this, you guys. Sorry it was so many sections, but yesterday was just a day. Oh, well, that's good. So this morning must have gone well. I'm happy to hear that. That's the way you always want it to go, right? Can you? Yeah. You know I can never get enough of it. It's pretty dry. It's when it's really dry and the white from the Mod Podge is gone that it really sparkles. But that's awesome. I'm glad you can see it. So I'm gonna hop off for this morning. Shantae, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Let me know what's going on. And I will see you all very soon. We're going to get started on some other things we need to get done. So, see you soon.